Hello, I'm Christina Winquist from Capgemini. Thank you so much for joining us today for our webinar entitled Top Reasons to Deploy BI Applications with Your Next ERP Upgrade. Your presenter today will be Christian Evangelist with over 15 years of experience in technology ranging from low-level programming, e-commerce, data warehousing, enterprise performance management, and of course BI. At his day job, he is a senior manager for Capgemini's North America Business Information Management service line. In his spare time, he enjoys writing technical articles, learning new technologies, inventing, writing software, spending time with his family, and running his blog, artofbi.com. A little about the flow of today's presentation. Christian will present for 35 to 40 minutes, and then we'll have time for a brief question and answer session. We encourage you to ask questions, and they can be submitted anytime through the question panel on your control panel. Also, please be sure to stay until the end of our webinar, as we will be giving away free training tokens to lucky attendees. Without further ado, let's begin today's presentation, and with that, I'll hand it over to Christian.
Hey, thanks, Christina. I really appreciate that introduction. And welcome, everyone, to the Capgemini BI Consulting Group webinar, Top Reasons to Deploy Oracle BI Applications with Your Next ERP Upgrade. And so today we're going to be looking at a decent amount of topics that relate to our topic at hand. So let's just look at the agenda quickly. First, we're just going to take a real quick review of Oracle BI and what Oracle BI pre-built analytic applications are. We're going to look at an upgrade, just kind of at a high level, an upgrade for an ERP system. Then we're going to talk about the top reasons to deploy BI apps with your ERP upgrade, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up. And as Christina mentioned, we're going to be giving away some free training at the end of this webinar, so definitely please stay tuned for that. And in addition to that, I've made sure that I've put some good information, some good content in this webinar so that chances are you're going to definitely learn something if you stick through to the end of the webinar, learn something about either BI apps, BI in general, or just an ERP upgrade, and how applying BI apps during that process can really help you and your organization. So let's get started with a real quick BI apps overview, shall we? So when we think about Oracle BI, we need to take a step back and just understand that Oracle Business Intelligence is really Oracle's go-for software suite for analytics. And the one thing I want to point out on today's webinar is that Oracle in the last year and a half, 2 years, has expanded their Oracle Business Intelligence offering. Some of you know it as Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition or Standard Edition. And they've enhanced that offering to include the Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation Suite. And that Foundation Suite includes Oracle Business Intelligence, but it also includes some other comprehensive and complete capabilities for BI. And those things include enterprise reporting, dashboard, ad hoc analytics, OLAP, scorecarding, and predictive analytics. And some of the components you get with that Foundation Suite are SBase, scorecard and strategy management, and then also the SBase Analytics link that ties into your Hyperion Financial Management Suite. And of course, the Oracle BI Foundation architecture is built on a common enterprise information model. Some of you might have seen this diagram before. And if we drop back a little bit to just what we all know of Oracle BI at present point in time, we have this very beautiful graphical interface that provides our end users with an ad hoc query approach to running their analysis. In addition, Oracle Business Intelligence is a distributed business intelligence environment, meaning that you're able to create analytical reports and then, of course, burst them out to other individuals within or outside of your organization to consume that information that you've developed. Again, putting the power into the end user's hands. And part of that distribution includes dashboarding capabilities, rich, interactive, pure web-based dashboards that can display personalized information and help users in their effective decision-making processes. So let's talk about BI apps, and I promise we're going to get to how ERP, the upgrade process. You'll want to make sure you deploy Oracle BI apps during that process. But let's look at Oracle BI applications for what it is. Oracle BI applications are pre-built analytical solutions for your business. They provide better insight and improve. They have different verticals, so we can look at improving workforce retention, recruitment, and development, possibly with HR analytics, key information for financial oversight, performance, perhaps financial analytics. But the end goal of your Oracle BI applications integration is being the first to know, to take your data and turn it into information. Information and insight to optimize your business. And there's a lot of customers who have benefited from this better analytics and better decision process. So what is BI apps and BI applications going to bring to us? Like I mentioned, BI applications is a pre-built soup to nuts product that ties onto your ERP system, and it provides this pre-built solution across different verticals. Sales, how can you improve your pipeline, forecasts, accuracy, and sales effectiveness? That would be coming from the sales analytics application. There's a financial analytics BI application, as well as a service and contact center, supply chain procurement, HR analytics, and marketing analytics. And all of these BI applications have the ability to tie into one another, creating a comprehensive analytical view of your organization. And the main benefit is that they're prepackaged and they allow metrics to surface from your ERP system that you might not have otherwise been able to bring to the surface with basic reporting. So let's talk about some of those verticals with BI applications. We've got the ERP-based analytic applications, and I mentioned a few of those: financials, HR, order management, supply chain. Then we have the CRM analytics portion of BI applications. That's where we're talking about managing our customers, sales, marketing, service. Then, of course, across industries, financial services, healthcare, retail, analytics. And one of the major benefits to BI applications is that we also have EPM-based applications for enterprise performance management. How are we looking at our financial close, our planning and forecasting, and our strategic planning? Let's throw in some scorecarding while we're at it. And so Oracle's comprehensive analytics solution embodies this concept of detecting, analyzing, modeling, and acting, and ultimately creating an actionable intelligence system. And let's talk about a general proven concept, TCO. It lowers your risk, ultimately. Oracle BI applications are proven to lower risk. It's an experience and expertise, or Oracle's experience and expertise in transactional systems is built in. So what are we talking about here? With the Oracle pre-built BI applications, we have a very robust backend that builds a very robust data warehouse from which we are able to do our analytical reporting. There are thousands of companies that are currently using Oracle BI applications. And then again, Oracle BI applications are supported by the same experts for ERP, CRM. So let's take a real quick look at our NASCAR slide. There's a lot of companies out there that are benefiting from their integration, their ERP system, and Oracle BI applications across all verticals. So when we're talking about deploying BI applications with an ERP upgrade, there's a lot of key points that we want to tie into, but one of the main points we want to look at is getting it right the first time. BI Apps is going to allow you to show your business users real reports that are going to provide some material analytics. Also, by deploying in parallel, the business users can review reports and analyze the data before the ERP upgrade, and then in turn can use those reports and which will allow them to validate the data and conversions during and after the upgrade. And I'm throwing this slide in here just to kind of talk about a little bit of best practice of deploying the BI applications. So whether you're deploying it via an ERP upgrade or you're deploying BI applications standalone, you don't want to boil the ocean ultimately. So have discipline to give business users only what they really need to receive. Because BI applications are so robust and so expansive, if you were to deliver all the capabilities of the BI applications at once to the end users, it might be very overwhelming. There are hundreds of metrics within BI applications, so trying to give your users all these metrics and dashboards and reports all at once might be a little bit overkill. But instead, try to deploy the BI applications, dashboards, and reports in kind of a piecemeal fashion. And many of you might have seen this slide before as it relates to Oracle BI and Oracle BI applications, but there's so much about Oracle BI applications, the pre-built applications, that's below the surface that your end users just aren't going to see, and nor do they need to see. That's where we have the pre-built integration, the pre-built metadata mappings and metrics that all take place on the back end. But your users, your end users, are mainly just concerned about the front end. How can they consume their data? Are there metrics available to them? What dashboards, reports, and ad hoc functionality do I have? And if you really want more information on the deeper side of BI applications, that's something you can always take offline, and you can always reach out to us at a later date, and we can get into a more technical discussion regarding that. And so when we're looking at the complete Oracle vision for Oracle BI applications and Fusion middleware, as well as our ERP system, we can see that Oracle is really on a path of bringing and fusing all these aspects together. So applications, middleware, databases, all the way down to storage. The stack built together is going to work, and it's going to deploy better, and it's going to work better when it's packaged together. And so that's another part of when we're looking at the upgrade, something that we need to think about. Whether we're looking at a PeopleSoft upgrade or an EBS upgrade, when you're looking at your analytical solution, you're going to get the best bang for your buck when you're applying BI applications and Oracle Business Intelligence to that ERP system, maintaining the stack and the Oracle vision. Okay, so when we're looking at a strategic approach, again, staying within the stack, if we're looking at the ERP and BI application tandem deployment, where do we start? Well, a great place to start is to invest in the current BI applications. Migrating your EBS system to 12.1.3, which is the current version. And once you're at the current versions, you'll be ready for the next step, the next evolution in Oracle, which is the Fusion applications. And I talk about the Fusion applications here in a few minutes. And I think in a couple of months, we're going to actually have another webinar on what the Fusion applications are and what they can do for your organization. Okay, so now that we've kind of gotten a little bit more background on Oracle BI, Foundation Suite, and then of course the Oracle BI pre-built applications, if an upgrade is imminent, let's look how that's impacting the majority of the industry right now. So the Oracle Applications User Group conducted a survey or published a survey in February of this year. And basically the survey took a look at ERP systems upgrading and impact to an organization. And we can provide a link to that document with this webinar if anybody's interested at looking at that full research documentation. But what I want to convey here is that organizations that were surveyed by OAUG, if we look at the 49%, we can see that they are considering an upgrade within the next 1 to 3 years. So an ERP upgrade is nothing to be looked at past, but clearly a certain amount of investment and a certain amount of planning needs to go into that. And we're looking at this metric here, the 49% of organizations that are going to be looking to upgrade within the next 1 to 3 years. We can see that these organizations most likely have a roadmap to that upgrade. And what we're trying to convey here today is that during that upgrade path, or during that planning process rather, it's a perfect time to go ahead and include BI applications to be deployed within that same upgrade process. And I'm going to go into some reasons why here in a few minutes. Likewise, the OAUG also looked at the PeopleSoft upgrade. So we're seeing a little bit less planning around the PeopleSoft upgrade than the EBS upgrade. And so as I'm discussing some of these points throughout the rest of this webinar, you'll hear me focus on EBS, but I want to just make sure that everyone understands that we're talking about ERP in general. Okay, now for what we've all been waiting for. So we've compiled some of what we think are the very most important reasons why an organization should deploy BI applications with their next ERP upgrade. We could have listed 10 or 20 of these reasons, but we tried to boil that down so that we have some really nice talk points that we think would interest all the attendees in today's webinar. So these are not necessarily in any order of importance. And one of the first reasons that we're listing out is the ability to merge your operational, financial, and analytical reporting. So as you're upgrading your ERP system, the majority of your information is going to be towards the operational side when you're looking at reporting. But when you bring in your BI application into scope, you then have the ability to look at your organization enterprise-wide and tie that into analytical reporting. Okay? So here when we're talking about financial reporting, we're really talking about the EPM side of the house, right? So with BI apps, we have the ability to get it all into one place. BI apps and with the Oracle BI Enterprise Edition. We can merge all that information, consolidate, and federate our data so that we can look at our reporting and our analytical reporting all in one place. And then plus Oracle BI grows with your organization. As you set up a plan for your BI, Oracle BI grows to incorporate these other aspects of not only your organization's data in certain segments and departments, but as company-wide. So you'll start seeing more and more relations to different departments because Oracle BI allows that cohesiveness of data to form that information. And like I mentioned, because we're able to combine these three main aspects, operational reporting, financial reporting, analytical reporting, we can distribute those reporting aspects to different department leaders throughout your organization as needed. So those individuals within each department might not necessarily need to dive into the data that's not respective to their immediate department, but visibility across the enterprise can be provided. And another reason is just avoiding retrofitting. And so what do we mean by that? So if we incorporate deploying BI applications with our ERP upgrade, we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, as it were. We can collect data and requirements for operational and analytic reporting at the same time, as opposed to upgrading our ERP system, having a delay, and then going with our analytical solution. Because a lot of times when you deploy an ERP solution or upgrade an ERP solution, and then you tack on an analytical solution later, sometimes there's kind of a retrofit where you need to go back into your ERP system, possibly make some adjustments, where if you incorporate things in parallel, you could get these done all at the same time, or within the same time frame. Also, what about a competitive advantage? Another great reason to deploy BI apps with your ERP upgrade. If everyone is doing an ERP upgrade, if everyone is moving to EBS version 12X, then technically everyone is the same. Everyone's starting at the same level. And that's really status quo, right? Well, if you don't have analytics applied to your ERP data, where's your competitive advantage coming from for your organization? How are you identifying trends and learning from your data, from your organization, when you compare yourself to an organization that's in the same industry? How are you differentiating yourself? And so this competitive advantage of BI applications, as I mentioned before, allows information from your organization's ERP system to surface where it might not have been brought to light before. Because there's so many transactions that are within your ERP system, how do you bring that to light? Another great reason that we want to talk to you about is just general execution in parallel. I've mentioned this before, but let's look at it in a little more detail. All right? A lot of organizations look at ERP and BI as separate. Not only just separate projects, but separate within IT or separate needs within an organization. And really, they have so many points of interconnectivity that they need to be actually looked at somewhat in parallel. And so deploying BI apps with ERP, it actually functions very well to execute these initiatives in a parallel project process. Okay? And so what can it do when you start looking at it from this perspective? What can it do for you? And so if you think about project planning, when it comes to an EBS upgrade, you know, you're looking at such things as infrastructure, and you're looking at such things as resources. And so if you look at these projects in parallel, you start saying, well, could I potentially merge these my infrastructure procurement, for example? You know, could I put that on the same purchase order? Is that going to save me money there? Resources. If I'm looking at bringing in a systems integrating partner to help with resources for my EBS upgrade, well, if I jump in and do my BI apps upgrade at the same time, can I maximize my resource potential on the project? Okay, and the majority of times you can. And at the same time, again, you have the potential to reduce cost across that project. Deliverables. So when you're looking at BI apps and ERP upgrade in parallel, you definitely have the ability to bring that time frame together. So you've got the ability to deliver both your BI apps and your ERP upgrade in a very close proximity when it relates to a time frame. And then another key benefit which we've seen on projects is that cross-team communication not only aids the project process and success, but it also mitigates future backtracking and duplicate efforts, because you have your BI apps team having the ability to communicate with your ERP upgrade team because they're taking place in parallel. And so the BI apps team might need something from your ERP team to implement or integrate during that project phase, and it's able to get done all at the same time in parallel. And it can prevent future backtracking if you're looking at postponing a BI apps project past an ERP upgrade implementation. All right, another great reason is near real-time reporting. So because we're able to use Oracle Business Intelligence to tag on to many different data sources, many disparate data sources, and federate that data, we can pull from many heterogeneous data sources, relational data sources, OLAP data sources. And if we look at the Oracle stack, utilizing technologies such as Golden Gate and XOLAP, there's a real chance to get near real-time reporting plus your analytical reporting to see the full picture of your organization as it stands that day. And a lot of this near-time reporting is what Larry Ellison and Oracle Open World this year kept chanting, which is speed of thought. Give me your near-time reporting is you don't want to wait for it. You want your information right away, right? So getting BI apps, ERP, leveraging Oracle Business Intelligence, especially when you're looking at the Foundation Suite, and tacking on some of these other elements from the Oracle stack can get you that near real-time reporting that most organizations look for. Now, we can't talk about top reasons with business intelligence if we don't talk about self-service for your end users and just general ad hoc reporting. So the pre-built apps allows your business to have these reporting tools that are better than what they get out of the box. And this brings your users into a whole new realm of working with such things as exception-based reporting. Okay, they get great visualizations even with the ad hoc reporting, not just stale, tabular-looking reports. Okay, and it's all web-based. Again, we're talking about distributed reporting, putting the power in the end user's hands and internal, external customers, if that's the situation, so that they can build the reports themselves, extrapolate the information the way they need to see it, and then, of course, deliver that information now within their department or throughout the organization as needed. And Oracle Business Intelligence provides such a robust tool set and an easy-to-use tool set for end users to be able to do that. Okay, and deploying BI apps is going to get your organization ready. I mentioned it before for the Oracle Fusion applications. Going forward, along with the Oracle roadmap, it's a new world of integration. It's a new world of looking at your data, getting into blending in amazing ways your operational, your financial, your EPM data. And because Oracle is set on the Fusion middleware concept and the Fusion concept, bringing in all those disparate systems and applications together so that organizations can leverage their current investments. Looking at deploying BI apps with the ERP system is going to lead your organization down that road. It's going to be a precursor for your organization for Fusion apps. So not just for your technical team who is already getting beefed up on such things as Fusion middleware, etc., as I mentioned, but also your business users so that they can understand exactly what they can get from the new Oracle stack. And enabling your users, empowering your users with Oracle Business Intelligence built applications today, along with the ERP upgrade, is going to get them there and educate them early on. So get your users the knowledge they'll need to leverage the stack to its fullest potential. So getting to the point where we're going to wrap up with some of these points we've been talking about, leveraging BI applications with your ERP upgrade. Let's look at these 6 points that we've put together. Number one, it's just smart to save money. Running BI apps and with your ERP upgrade in parallel can save you money, infrastructure, resources, and potentially licensing. That's beyond this discussion. It's just smart to provide your organization with an enterprise business intelligence best-of-breed solution. So when we talk about the BI applications that are going to tag onto your ERP system when you upgrade, again, we mentioned all these different verticals that you have to work with. And then you've got specific applications within those that can empower your organization from a sales perspective, from an operations perspective, okay, from a financial perspective. And it's a best-of-breed enterprise solution, meaning that based on your ERP system, Oracle has already developed this end-to-end solution, which includes the ETL process. It includes industry best practice metrics, metrics that your organization might have, and I guarantee many that you might not even thought to implement or surface to surface yet for visibility. And you get all of that with Oracle pre-built analytic applications. Again, it's just smart to focus on the Oracle roadmap. If you've made an investment within your organization to be an Oracle shop or to invest in the Oracle tools, anywhere from storage to database to middle tier, and of course, like we're talking today, ERP system, it behooves you to continue on to that roadmap to leverage your existing investment with the Oracle products by tacking on Oracle BI pre-built applications so that you can then benefit from your current investment, and then with your ERP upgrade, bring things to the surface that you might not currently be aware of. And then, of course, have a competitive advantage. It's just smart to do that. Again, if everyone else is upgrading their ERP system, then that's just status quo. What is your organization going to do that allows you to make better business decisions? And Oracle Business Intelligence is that advantage that you're looking for. And we can't say it enough. Your ERP system and some of your operational reporting from that system is going to allow you to know what happened on my day-to-day. But Oracle BI and Oracle pre-built applications allow you to know why it happened. And the combination of these two reporting capabilities are quite powerful, and it can really take your organization to the next level. And then finally, it's just smart to extrapolate information from your ERP system that would potentially never surface. We can't harp on that enough. We've seen so much value for our customers come out of implementing BI applications for their organization, tying on to their PeopleSoft or EBS system, bringing things to the surface that they might not have seen before. Talk about supply chain or procurement and spend, looking at possibly your how much you're spending in one place. Could you benefit by reducing that? So many things you can look at that might not have never surfaced before had they not applied BI applications. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Christina, who's going to do the announcements for today's webinar.
Great, thanks, Christian. Okay, please remember to ask questions using the question panel on your control panel. At this time, we'd like to announce that our next webinar on OBIEE and Exadata integration will be held in November, and you'll receive an invite within the next week with the specific details. The following webinar will be held on December 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be discussing how to define your mobile BI strategy with Barty Messinger. And for the winners of the training tokens, you'll receive communications over the next few days. Now we'll move on to questions, and I'll hand it back over to Christian.
All right, thanks, Christina. Yeah, so let's look at a couple of questions. I think we had one in there. Just checking the queue really quickly. All right. Well, it looks like we stunned our audience today, Christina. We don't have we have 0 questions in our queue. Let's see. Come on. No, 0 questions in the queue. So, if there's no questions for today's webinar, that will conclude today's session. And I appreciate everyone taking the time. If there are any questions, feel free to email me at the email address seen on your screen, or you can call our organization at the number below as well. And we'd be happy to assist you with providing you more information and knowledge on using and deploying BI applications with your next ERP upgrade.
Great. Thanks again for joining us. We will be sending an email following up shortly with a link to the PowerPoint PDF of the presentation as well as the recording. If you have any remaining questions, like Christian said, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.